Testing, testing. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, yeah, I think we're good. And then I just need to add myself. Oh, there I am. Let's see. Let's see. Right. Good morning, Blank. Not sure who this other person is, but hello. Okay. I'm gonna turn that down. All right. Does this look too bad? That doesn't look that bad. Now let's see if it switches to the TeamMaker. Alright. So we're good to go then. Okay. Yeah, I know this is not gaming content. But I don't have that much brain power right now. So I was like, what's something that I can talk about endlessly, regardless of if anyone cares or not? And what I came up with was these movies here. So I will make a tier list of these movies. So we've got our categories here. So the series is a series of movies that I'm going to do is Halloween, Friday the 13th, and Nightmare on Elm Street. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So there are 31 total, it seems. The 32nd one just came out this year, and I did see it. Halloween Kills. But it's not on here. And to be honest, I've never used this website before, so I'm not sure like how to add it in. But it's fine. Like we have 31 movies to cover, so I don't think anyone will really miss that one. Okay. And also let me know if like I need to fix anything in terms of like audio or visuals. And I'm gonna actually mute this so I don't have to hear myself talk the entire time. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna start. These seem to be in kind of a random order. So we're gonna start with this one. So Nightmare on Elm Street, the original. Obviously it's legendary. I mean, it just is. It's a great movie. It's a lot of fun. It's actually not my favorite in the Elm Street franchise, but it's a lot of fun. I'm also really tired, by the way, so this is not going to be like amazing commentary here. They all belong in the just bad tier because they're too scary and I'm too young to watch them. Yeah, because I'm really tired, so it's not going to be like great commentary, but it's okay. I just felt bad. I haven't streamed in a while, so I wanted to do something at least. So yeah. Good morning, Bryce. How's it going? Alright, now we have Nightmare on Elm Street 2. This is the gay one. This is like the only one out of all of these movies that is like really gay. So for that alone, I think it's gonna be at least solid. But I don't think it's actually like that great of a movie. So I can't really justify putting it much higher than that. Um, but it's not like so bad that it needs to go in one of these either. So I think I'll put it there. Like I would definitely rewatch it. I've seen it a few times. Most of these I've seen at least twice. Some of them I've seen like 4 or 5 times because I don't know, there's something wrong with me. But then there are also some that I've only seen once, but I've seen all of them at least once. So that's the first two Nightmare on Elm Street ones. Now this is okay. So this is 3 here. So 3 is actually my favorite in the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. So I'm gonna put that at the front here of the legend tier. And actually, I'm gonna zoom out a little bit so that I can hopefully. There we go. All right. Yeah. And again, this is not really gaming content, so I don't know if any of y'all like actually have seen any of these movies. If you have, definitely comment your opinions and whatnot. But if you haven't, then thank you for watching. Even though this like means nothing to you, probably. Okay, so part 4, Nightmare on Elm Street. This is like, it's not my least favorite in the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, but I don't really like it that much. I definitely like it less than 2, but I don't think it's like necessarily a bad movie. So I'm gonna put it in solid. Yeah, that seems right to me. Okay, now we have part 5, which is most people like hate this movie, but I actually love this movie, and it's my 3rd favorite in the franchise. Only because like I actually kind of enjoy it more than the first one, but the first one is like a way better movie from an objective standpoint, so I can't like actually put it in the legend tier because I don't think it's like objectively the best. So I'm gonna put it in great, but definitely it's above these two. So I think I feel good with what we have so far. So that was part 5. So now we have part 6, Freddy's Dead. So this one I do want to rewatch it because I've only seen it once. And I'm gonna be honest, like it's definitely bad, but I'm not sure if it's like bad enough to be fun or if it's just bad. So I think I'm gonna put it in need to rewatch because I want to rewatch it before I actually like say that it's a bad movie. But yeah, it was kind of rough. Like basically at that point in the franchise, they made it like Freddy was like he was just one-liners everywhere, like so many jokes, and they're like not even funny. It's pretty hard to watch. I'm gonna be honest. So yeah, that was an unfortunate turn for the franchise. But again, it might not be as bad as I remember, so I do want to rewatch that one. Um, okay, what's next? So what would be the 7th one? Where's okay? I don't know why it's at the bottom here, but New Nightmare. I only saw the first Friday the 13th when I was 8. Jump scare at the end. Yes, that is the iconic jump scare of the series, and they actually did it like at least 2 more times throughout the series, like the same jump scare, which is kind of hilarious. Like they were, I don't know, they were like, this worked the first time, so we'll just keep doing it. Um, yeah, that's definitely a good jump scare. It's an iconic one for sure. Okay, Wes Craven's New Nightmare. So, I believe this was Wes Craven's like first time coming back to the franchise since the first movie, because he definitely wasn't involved in like the second one. So I don't think he was involved in any of them other than the first one. And so, um, this was kind of like a precursor to the movie Scream, which was also by Wes Craven, but a few years later. And so this one definitely takes that like meta commentary vibe. That scene alone made it hard to sleep for weeks. Yeah, I'm sure. It's definitely very effective. Um, So yeah, I do like this one, but I don't remember it that much. So part of me wants to put it in need to rewatch, but I also think I could put it in solid and I would be fine with that. I'm like, do I like it more than 4? I don't like it more than 2 because 2 is the gay one, and I'm like, just the fact that they even made like a queer movie in the 80s is pretty amazing to me. So I give it respect on that alone, but also it's fun, um, just like from an entertainment standpoint. So I think I'm gonna put it there, although it could also go and need to rewatch because I've only seen that one once. Okay, now we have Freddy versus Jason. I'm gonna rank this one in here with the Nightmare ones because the Nightmare on Elm Street ones because to me it's more of a Freddy movie than a Jason movie. Um, let's see. It's definitely solid. I don't think I would put it in great, but it's like I'm actually pretty amazed that it even got made in the first place because of like copyright issues and like legal entanglements and all that stuff. Um, and also the fact that not only did it get made, but it's also like a decent movie. That's really impressive to me because it could have been really bad. So I definitely like it more than 4. It's more memorable than New Nightmare, and I think it's more fun than 2. So I'm gonna put it there. I'm actually surprised that I put it that high because that one, like, when I think about it, I don't really feel like, oh, I want to watch that like over and over again. So I'm actually surprised that I ranked it that high, but that seems right to me. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so this is the last Nightmare on Elm Street movie. This is the remake from, I think, 2010. Um, okay, I don't know why I just scrolled down to that advertisement, but um, I don't know. Like, I didn't hate it that much when I watched it, but it's like definitely not. It's not fun. I wouldn't call it fun because it's they kind of tried to take a darker tone, but it ended up like not really working out for me. So I'm like, I think I have to put it in just bad. I think so. I feel bad doing that, but it's not fun. So I think I have to put it in just bad. Yeah. Um. Yeah, I do feel bad about that because I'm like, I don't really hate any of these movies because I'm just like super easy to please when it comes to horror movies. So I do feel kind of bad putting anything in the just bad category, but I think if it was one of them, it would have to be that one. So, yeah. Okay, so here's Friday the 13th, the original, the one that made it hard to sleep for weeks with the lights off for 8-year-old blank. Um, let's see. I'm gonna put this one in solid because to me it's like it's very mid tier in terms of the franchise. Like part two, 3, and 4 really like do a much better job with the same formula. Although it's not the same because part 1 does have like that twist, which I'm not gonna spoil for anyone who hasn't seen it. Um, so this one is like definitely different than all the others in the franchise, but it's not really like it doesn't hold up as well as some of the others in my opinion. So let's see. I would rather watch part 2. I would definitely rather watch this than part 4. So now I'm like, it really comes down to New Nightmare, which is hard because I've only seen New Nightmare once. So I think I'll put it above New Nightmare just because it's more of a classic than New Nightmare is. So this is, I think, part 2 here. And part 2 is like definitely a really good one. Do I think it's better than The Dream Child? I've only seen this one once, whereas I've seen The Dream Child twice. So I think I'm gonna put it behind The Dream Child. Yeah. Yeah. that feels right to me. We're gonna go with that. I do really like the ending of this one. Um, Not necessarily like the like literal last scene or whatever, but I like the whole like, climax part with, I think her name is Jenny. She's really cool. She's a cool character. She's very smart, which is refreshing because a lot of the time in these movies the characters are really dumb, um, which I don't really mind that much, but it is definitely refreshing to have a smart character, and it also makes the villain more scary, in my opinion. Like if even a smart person is getting outwitted and like outbested by this villain, then that makes him a more powerful villain. So that's just good writing. Okay, part three. This one is basically the same as parts one and two. It's just like basically the first four movies are all kind of the same, except for the first one has a little bit of a plot twist. Um, so yeah, this one, it's definitely solid, but it's not as good as two. I think I'll put it here because New Nightmare is more ambitious, so I appreciate it for that. But I do think it's more enjoyable than Nightmare Part 4. I'm surprised anyone is even watching this, to be honest. But I'm having fun, so that's what matters. Okay, Friday Part 4. I watched this one for the second time recently, and it's like definitely a big fan favorite, like with people who like Friday the 13th. So I was kind of surprised, but I didn't really like it that much. Not that I disliked it. Like I would definitely put this on again. I would definitely watch it again, but I don't think it was really that good. So I think I'm gonna put it. I don't know. I wouldn't even call it bad. I'm gonna put it at the bottom of the solid tier because I don't think it's like bad enough to be bad, but it's not. It's not as good as like these top ones here, for sure. Okay, part five. This is kind of an outlier in the franchise as well because so obviously part four is called the final chapter. They were intending to end the series there, but we all know how that went because there are what 8 movies since that one. So yeah, didn't work out so well. Part five is fine. Like it's, I would definitely say it's a bad movie, but I think it's still fun. So I'm gonna put it in that tier there. I've only seen that one once. I need to watch it again, but it has some of my favorite characters actually in the franchise. There's this guy named Demon. Let me actually. Friday the 13th, Demon. Yeah. Yeah, this guy's hilarious. Um, he's literally sitting in this outhouse, and his girlfriend is on the other side of the wall, and they're like singing to each other while he's on the toilet. Like I can't make this stuff up. Like this movie is so weird, but it's really fun, and I definitely want to watch it again. Like he's just sitting here in the outhouse, and he obviously gets killed, but yeah, I'm trying to remember what the little kid's name is in this movie because the little kid is pretty cool as well. Um, where's the little kid? He's like a main character in the film, so why is he not in any of these photos? I don't know why he's not in any of these photos. But yeah, the little kid is cool. I like him. Um, and the ending is kind of weird. Like I said, it's an outlier in the franchise. And I'm not going to spoil why that is, but like the ending, kind of like in the first one, they had kind of a twist ending. Um, so yeah, that one's definitely not like very good, but it's fun for me. So, okay, part six is, I think from an objective standpoint, it's definitely the best in the franchise. But let's see, would I put it above? Okay, I'm like, would I put it above the first Nightmare on Elm Street? I don't think I can. I think the first Nightmare on Elm Street is a better film overall, so I don't think I can do that. but it definitely belongs in the legend tier. So I'm gonna settle with that. Okay, part 7. This is, well, actually, going back to part 6, this is where the series kind of like, this movie's a little bit like self-aware, and it has a more of a sense of humor to it, and so that makes it a lot more enjoyable. And it's also really good in terms of like, if you like the franchise, there are just a lot of jokes about like the previous movies, and so it's a lot of fun for fans of the franchise to watch that one. So part 7, this one is literally like Carrie versus Jason. So the main girl has like telekinetic powers, and she ends up fighting against Jason. So I rewatched this one recently, and I'm always surprised like people don't really like this one that much, but I think it's really fun. So I don't know if I would put it in the great tier or just at the top of the solid one. It's definitely better than Nightmare 2. But I'm like, is it better than Freddy vs. Jason? I think it is. So now the question is, it's not better than part 2. But is it good enough to... I'm going to put it in the great tier. I'm going to do it. Yeah. I'm just going to go for it. Okay, part 8, probably the worst in the Friday the 13th franchise. But it's still fun to me. It is a little bit of a slog to get through because it's the longest one, and it definitely feels longer. So that is a little bit, that works against it for sure, the runtime. But it does have a really cool scene with the boxer guy. So I think I have to put it in bad but fun. And by the way, this one is called Jason Takes Manhattan, but a lot of people like are frustrated by this movie because most of it takes place on a boat, and then like they didn't actually film that much of it in New York. Most of it is filmed in like Vancouver or something. So it's kind of weird like that they chose to market it that way. But I think aside from the marketing, like people wouldn't hate it as much if it wasn't like not really what's promised by the marketing. But that's my opinion. Okay, so now Friday. Oh wow, we're only down to one row now. Friday Part 9, Jason Goes to Hell. A lot of people hate this movie, but I don't even think it's that bad. This one actually has... okay, the light just turned off. Let me stand up and wave my arms. There we go. Okay. So, a lot of people hate this movie. I don't think it's that bad. It's like the crossover between... So it's not like a full crossover, but it does have connections to like The Evil Dead as well as Nightmare on Elm Street, which is really cool. But a lot of people don't like this one because basically what happens is like, it turns out that Jason is like possessed or whatever, and the spirit that's inside of him goes from person to person. So most of the time you're not actually seeing Jason as the killer, you're seeing like just a regular person. The aliens, exactly. They always strike. So a lot of people don't like this one for that reason, but I'm like, I don't know. And it has one of the coolest characters as well. Let me look up. His name is Creighton Duke. We should get the light fixed one day. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so this guy, like, he just wears a cowboy hat. And he's like, I don't know if he's like a demon hunter or like just a... I don't know what he is, but he's like really cool. And he wears a cowboy hat, so that's what matters. But yeah, I'm just like, how can you dislike a movie with a character like this? And it also has, what's that? The Friday the 13th Goofy, it seems. Yes, yeah. Friday the 13th is like, it's definitely my favorite of the 3 franchises for that reason, because it takes it to a whole other level, like being super goofy. And it's just a lot more fun than like some of the other ones. Like some of the Halloween movies take themselves a little bit too seriously. But Friday the 13th I feel like doesn't really do that. So I enjoy that. I don't even remember what I was saying. But yeah, that's where I'm gonna put that one. Because I don't think I can put it above the final chapter. but it's still definitely fun. So let's see. So that was number 9. Okay, now we have 10. As Blank mentioned, Jason X. This one is Jason Goes to Space. And let me actually just show you. Yeah, so he becomes like Uber Jason. So basically he gets cryogenically frozen, and then he is unfrozen in the future, and they like inadvertently bring him back to life on this spaceship, and he kills a bunch of people. And this is one of the most fun movies in the franchise for me. This guy is really cool also. I can't remember his character's name, but he's really cool. And then I also like the main girl in this movie. I don't know why I can't remember her name either, but she's not in any of these pictures, it seems. But she's really cool. This is when he was frozen. It's just like, the movie is totally stupid, and it's so much fun. But I also like that it doesn't take itself seriously, like I said. Like, it's very tongue-in-cheek the whole time. So I have to put this one in great. Is it better than part 7? It's not as good as part 2. I don't think I can't like reasonably put it above part 2, but I think I can put it above part 7. Yeah. Let's say that. Okay. Yeah, so then after Jason X would come Freddy vs. Jason in terms of the chronology of the movies being released. I have some work to finish, but thank you for stopping by. I'm surprised you stayed like as long as you did, because I'm sure this is like super boring and uninteresting for you. But yeah, thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And good luck on your work. I've been working on essays all morning already, so I know how that feels. Okay, so then we have the final Friday the 13th movie. This is the remake from 2009. And this one is really good, in my opinion. It's not one of the best, but it's definitely solid. I think it's better than the original for sure. Is it better than part 2 of Nightmare? You know what? I think I'm gonna put it here. I think I would put it above Freddy vs. Jason. But I've only seen Freddy vs. Jason once, whereas I've seen this one like 4 or 5 times. Because this one was always on TV when I was a kid. And so I've seen this one a lot. And it's also on Netflix right now, by the way. I think I need to plug in my computer, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Okay, the first Halloween is obviously legendary. I put it above Nightmare on Elm Street, but I do think Dream Warriors is better. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Okay, Halloween 2. This one's cool because it takes place on the same night as the first Halloween. I would put it in solid. I think somewhere in this area. It's better than the first Friday the 13th. It's better than Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Freddy vs. Jason. I'm gonna say it's better than Freddy vs. Jason. Okay, why does it keep doing that? Is it better than the 2009 remake? This is actually a hard one. Is it better than the 2009? I'm gonna say yes. Yeah, that feels right to me. Yeah. I don't think it's more enjoyable than part 7. So I think that feels right. Okay, Halloween 3. I'm gonna put this one in need to rewatch just to avoid, like, not that I think anyone will even watch this video, but like if someone were to hate on me, it would be for my opinion of this one, because truly if I put this one where I felt, I would put it right here in just bad. But I've only seen it once, and so I feel like I should watch it again before I really say it's bad. But I just don't like the characters, and So this is the only one in the Halloween franchise that doesn't have Michael Myers, which is fine because they were like trying to make it into an anthology series, and that's fine. But I just don't like the story at all. Like I don't think the tone works. It's like the story is totally goofy. There's like Stonehenge and like these masks are evil. It's like it makes no sense. And so I don't even mind that obviously because I'm like I love Jason X and I love like Dream Child, like all these movies that are like kind of dumb. I love them, but it's like in this one the tone is off to me. It's like the tone is taking itself too seriously for a movie that is like about like stealing the rocks of Stonehenge and like using it to like murder people. It's like it doesn't really make sense. Which would be fine if it had a more like funny tone to it, but it doesn't. So that's why I don't really like that one. And also the main guy is like he's like a cheater. He's like I just don't like him. So that's that. Um let's see. Halloween 4. I'm actually going to rewatch this one soon, but I would definitely put it in solid. Is it better than 2? I'm going to put this one in need to rewatch because I've only seen it a couple times and I'm going to rewatch it like literally this week. So I think it's just a matter of like trying to remember like exactly all that happens in that one. Halloween 5, this is like most people's least favorite aside from Resurrection. I think this one is bad but fun. I think it's better than Jason Takes Manhattan. I'm gonna put it there because I appreciate that part 5 of Friday the 13th is like a little bit more out there. It's like weirder and wackier. So I appreciate that more than like the more serious tone of part 5. So I'm gonna put it there. It's bad but fun. Okay, part 6. This is kind of a weird one. I've only seen it once. I don't think it's that terrible, but I'm like, I think I'll just put it there. Yeah. I don't have a lot to say about that one. That's another one that I kind of need to rewatch to really be sure about. But I know this one, it's like they kind of had a mess to clean up with like at the end of part 5, they kind of left it. Basically, the writers of part 5 were kind of lazy with the ending. And so then the people in part 6, I do respect that instead of just like choosing to like wipe the continuity clean, they actually tried to like make sense of the puzzle pieces that were left in part 5. I do appreciate that. So I want to give it credit for that. But I don't think it's like really as good as most of these other ones here. So I'll put it at the bottom of that one. Okay, so that was 6. Now we have 7, which is H2O. This one is a lot of fun to me. But I put it above... It's definitely better than Nightmare 2. I think that's the place for it. I don't think it's better than Freddy vs. Jason. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Is it better than Friday the 13th, 2009? No, it's not. I'm going to leave it there. Okay, Resurrection. This is most people's least favorite in the Halloween movies. I don't really get the hate. Like, it's not even that bad. Definitely the first, like, 15 minutes or whatever is pretty bad. But other than that, it's a fun time to me. It has Busta Rhymes in it. Let me look up Halloween Resurrection. Where's Busta Rhymes? It also has Tyra Banks, so that's cool. Yeah, I just think this one is more fun than people give it credit for. I don't know why they're not showing Busta Rhymes anymore. Busta Rhymes. Yeah. So basically this one is like, it kind of takes like inspiration from like the Blair Witch Project with like the found footage style. So these people are in like the Michael Myers house and they have cameras. And Busta Rhymes is like the one who set up this whole like show for them. And so it's like a reality TV show that takes place in the Michael Myers house. And then it turns out that Michael Myers is there and he starts killing people. So I think it's like actually really fun. You know what? I think it's more fun than the final chapter. I think it's more fun than part 4 even. But I don't think I can put it above part 3. I'm doing it. I'm gonna do it. Okay, now we have these 2 Rob Zombie ones here. These are, so this is kind of a remake of the original. But it actually has like backstory with like Michael as a kid, more so than the original did. I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna put it there because I don't think it's necessarily a bad movie, but it's not like really that great. And then Halloween 2, I'm gonna put in need to rewatch. I've only seen it once, and I just feel like I don't even remember it. But if I did have to rank it, I would probably put it in like bad but fun, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say because I've only seen that one once. Okay, so now we're down to the last one, Halloween 2018. This is a really fun one. I would put this in the great. I think it's better than Jason X. Is it better than Friday Part 2? Yes. Yeah. Okay, I think I'll do this. I think I'll just do that. And then if I had Halloween Kills up here, the most recent one, I would put it right at the top of great above this one because I like it more than this one. So yeah, that is my tier list. So we've got 4 in the need to rewatch, 1 in the just bad, 3 in the bad but fun, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 in the solid, 5 in the great, and 4 in the legendary. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. I like talking about these movies. As you can tell, I just talked about them for however long this stream was. I am going to go ahead and end the stream here, though. I have some things to get done. But yeah, I just kind of felt bad for not streaming in a while, so I wanted to do something. And so here's content. Hopefully it wasn't too boring or terrible. I had fun. That's what matters. Maybe on Thursday I will actually do some gaming content. I'm not going to make any promises, but if not Thursday, then probably next Tuesday I'll be able to do something, whether it's like Overwatch or yeah, probably Overwatch, maybe League of Legends, I don't know. I don't play League of Legends that often, so I'm kind of hesitant to stream it because I feel like people would make fun of me. But yeah, we'll see. So thank you to those of you who tuned in. Definitely Blank and Bryce I saw. There was somebody else in the chat. I don't know who it was. I haven't seen them here before. But thank you to them as well. And anyone else who might be watching this later or watched but didn't put anything in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and end it. So I hope y'all have a good day.